19, bar light buzzing like a bad church sign. Boots in the dirt like blood on my shirt line. 5 boys out back, cheap whiskey on their breath, laughing while they kick me halfway into death. Neighbor on the porch light flickered low, cigarette halo, eyes full of I told you so. He yelled, call the law, boy, don't just crawl away. I spat red on the gravel, said nah, I'll be okay. Moon rose shotgun over that broken road, one hand on my ribs, other hand on my soul. Every step home felt like nails through bone, but I walked like a man who refused to groan. Up 3 flights, had a gear smelling like dust and rain. Strip my shirt off, stare straight at the stain. Pour cheap salt in a chip metal bowl. Holy water, hard lesson, same cut, same soul. I hissed when it burned, but I didn't look away. Watched my own blood cloud, that gray tin spray. Whispered to the dark, if I live through this night, I won't ever need your badge or your blue light. I don't need the law no more. 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 I walk home bleeding, but I walked home standing. 2 fists, 1 spine, and a heart still demanding. I ain't looking for revenge, I ain't begging for a war. I'm building up a soul that don't need the law no more. Let them swing first, let them think I'm broke. Pain made the vow that my mouth never spoke. I don't need a savior knocking on my front door. I'm the man that my own wounds started praying for. Years down the line, 10 years later, same town, same neon sign. Same boss spitting smoke on the same state line. Now walking calm, whiskey eyes, slow draw. Boots hit the floor like a bell in a hanging hall. One of those boys, older, shaking his glass. Recognize my jaw, that long night pass. He muttered, you still mad? You gon' take your shot. I smiled, son, if I wanted you dead, you'd already forgot. Cross on my neck ain't shiny, just steel and sweat. Hung it there the night I forgave what I couldn't forget. I love the fight once more than any lover's touch. Now I'm married, the silence that don't need much. Without a Prius bathroom mirror crack, flicker of a failing light. My 19-year-old eyes looking back through the night. I wiped the steam, saw the scar on my face. Same crooked line, brand new grace. I said, kid, you were drowning, but you never did bleed. You bled out fear, kept the bone deep green. We don't chase payback down that same dirt road. We became the weight other men can't hold. I walked home bleeding, but I walked home chosen. Every bruise in my wrist like scripture that's spoken. Didn't ask for a siren, didn't knock on the door. I turned into the fire I was praying for. I ain't hunting revenge, that's a small man's crown. I'd rather be the storm that makes revenge back down. If justice ever comes, it can meet me in the street, where a boy learned pain and a man learned not to retreat. I don't need the law, don't need the mercy score. I became the kind of man I used to call him for. And if God was watching when I crawled that floor, He knows I didn't get clean, I just learned to bleed no more. on the busted bridge, moon hanging low like a tired lantern. Wood creaked under my boots, the river whispered like a broken prayer. He stood there, old coat, old bones, eyes darker than grave soil winter. I asked him low, how the hell do a man get stronger? He didn't blink, just spat tobacco into the wind and said, don't run from pain, let the damn thing mentor you. And I carried those words like barbed wire in my chest, bleeding slow while the night kept counting sins I ain't confessed. Pain is my teacher. Pain taught me more than God ever did, more than whiskey, more than war, more than love gone wild. I don't beg for mercy, I stand and bleed for it, 'cause broken bones build the backbone of a ruthless child, yeah. Pain ain't gentle, but pain is real. Years later, different man, now years past. I've tasted failure like iron in the mouth, betrayal from a woman who swore she loved me till death or drought. I've buried brothers, burned bridges, lied to God and cursed at him after I stared myself in the mirror, saw a devil wear my face, and I told him, son, if we must sin, then sin with spine. There was a gun on the table, a Bible on the shelf, and a wound across my ribs, still talking in the voice of hell. The ritual of becoming, I lit a match and cleansed my shame with smoke, whispered a prayer not to God, but to the man I swore I'd become. A bridge in my blood. Pain taught me more than God ever did, more than whiskey, more than war, more than love gone wild. I don't run from hurt, I make it kneel before me, 'cause broken hearts build the backbone of a bastard child. If sorrow's a teacher, then damn it, I've been educated. And when I walk another bridge and feel it tremble under my past, I don't step softer, I step heavier, 'cause I ain't the boy who asked that question anymore. I'm the man who learned the answer in blood. Blood. Pain is my teacher. When you stay too long, you've been driving that love like a busted wagon, wheels warped, sparks dragging on the road. You stayed 'cause it felt easier than facing what was already dead. Medium shot, two shadows in a living room, both talking less every year. Voices fading like old paint on bond.
straight. The goodbye and the ghost. Close shot inside the truck, she asked, soft, so that's it. No tears, just a calm ending to a long, slow unravel. You didn't flinch, didn't raise your voice. You only said, yeah, that's it. Her hand slipped off yours like a bird taking off to a sky that wasn't yours anymore. Camera follows you, walking toward your door alone, but somehow taller, the porch light shined on you like a small benediction, rinsing the memory at the sink. You let cold water run over your palms as if washing away the version of you that overstayed. Your name returned to you. You didn't just lose love, you reclaimed yourself. Your spine stood straighter, your breath came lighter, your eyes burned clearer than they had in years. Some loves don't end in explosions, they end in quiet funerals with no mourners. You let it die, and in the ashes you finally found your own damn pulse again.
When I kept swallowing my voice loud, close shot. There was a time I'd nod and say sure, even when my bones were screaming don't. I'd give time, give muscle, give pieces of soul, like I owed the damn world a debt. Wide shot. Kitchen table, late evening, yellow bulb flickering over stacks of favors I never wanted to give. A looking mirror and the man looking back was watered down, thin-blooded. There was a coal under my ribs, quiet, slow burning, waiting for one breath to blaze. I said no. Solid as old iron. No apologies, no soft bandages of explanation. I cut the chain with a single word, and I ain't carrying no stones no more. Freedom ain't fireworks, it's calm like cool wind over high skin. I said no, and damn, it felt like finally living. Shot, she leaned in close, voice sweet on the surface but sharp underneath. You'll do it for me, right? Her eyes were a velvet trap. I used to fall in them, hell I used to drown in them. Love can be a leash, soft, gentle, deadly. Close shot on my mouth, no tremble, no stutter, just breathe. Like time just slipped a gear. shadow cast from the old window frame. I didn't rush, didn't look back, didn't explain, didn't bleed for it. Rinsing the ghost.
Outside, I wipe my hands like dusting off old chains. And for the first time, I felt taller.
I said no. I said no. I said no, not with anger, but with ownership. No more twisting myself thin to keep others whole. For salvation never had a sound. It's one syllable, clean and unbroken. I ain't sorry, I ain't guilty, I ain't weak. I'm done pretending strength is sacrifice. Wide shot back when he was 22. He'd swing first thing later. Pride was gunpowder, and that boy was a damn spark. And close shot, we see him outside a rundown roadhouse. Moonlight on busted knuckles, breath hot with whiskey and anger. A friend once won't get on with nothing when you fight a fool. But he didn't hear it then, or maybe he refused to. Now years of carved calm into his bones, slow the lightning in his fist. He learned every punch has a price, and regret charred his interest. The victory of turning away. He ain't running, he ain't breaking, he ain't scared of no man's roar. He just don't throw sparks on dry grass no more. 'Cause a minute of steel cold silence beats an hour of shame, so pain. And sometimes the only way to win is walk away. The test in the dust. Desert bar at 31, a loudmouth steps up. Eyes drunk off cheap ego, trying to bait the old ghost in him. The shot tightens, the insult lands, sharp as a rusty nail. But the man just smirks, tilts his hat and turns away slow. The loudmouth spits, that's right, keep walking, coward. And he answers without turning his head. Son, I don't fight folks I ain't respecting. He steps into the night air, and something holy follows,
Washing his hands. Outside under a flickering street cross, he rubs his hands like rinsing old
truly wins when he knows what ain't worth the pain. A room with too much tomorrow. I spent years saying one day soon, maybe after this, waiting on the money, the nod, the gentle kiss, waiting on the right wind, the right moon, the right sign, like fate was some bartender holding up a line. Camera shot me in a dim room, gray light through the blinds, dust floating in the air like lazy little minds. I stared at my own hands like they belonged to someone else, a man without permission to steer his life himself. The realization that broke the clock. And I looked at the wall. No calendar made of magic, no sacred hour waiting to turn my life ecstatic. And I said to the dog, there ain't never gonna be a perfect day. That truth hit hard, but it cleared the way. I didn't wait, I started. I stopped waiting for the stars and lit my own flame. Stopped waiting for approval and called out my name. Success don't come to those who sit and they anticipate. It comes to the ones who finally choose to create. I didn't wait for the tide or the sign. I just started and the star was mine. The first move felt like a gunshot. I opened that notebook, first line shaky as sin, but I pushed through the tremble like a bull grinding in. Camera shot, my finger flicking that lamp on, flooding gold across the table like the start of a dawn. No crowd, no applause, just the sacred sound of a man making motion while the world still spun around. In that quiet moment, I wasn't waiting to be great. I was just refusing to suffocate. The pack with the unknown. I didn't ask fate to meet me halfway. I stood up myself and made fate obey. And then who moved before the moment? I stopped waiting for the perfect time and made time bend. Stopped waiting for a doorway and kicked in the end. Success ain't the gift that patience hands out. It's the child of the man who acts while others doubt. I didn't wait for the world to agree. I took the first step and let the world follow me. And if they ask someday when life started to ignite, I'll say, the moment I stopped waiting and just started to fight. I stopped waiting. I stopped waiting. Climbed to a chair folks swore was the end of the road. A steady ship with a gilded deck and a modest load. They said you live right there, safe, quiet and clean, like a king of a small kingdom, no bigger than routine. Camera shot, fluorescent lights humming, paper stacked like walls. You're looking out a locked window, hear the distance call. One old colleague laughed, you'd be a damn fool to leave. And you smile, not from joy, but from what you believe. The word that opened the gate, you didn't beg or explain, didn't write a plea or a disclaimer. You simply said no, like a man surrendering nothing to reclaim everything. You chose the ride over the range. You walked off a safe path, left the comfort behind, chose a storm with no map over the fate pre-designed. You didn't know the ending, but you chose a bed, 'cause a free life beats a life you don't get. You chose a rider over the reins, the wind in your chest over guarantees. The blind road with your name on it, future dark as a well no moon could touch, present shaky like a wheel with a rusted clutch. But that night you took back something no salary could buy, the keys to your direction and the right to defy. Camera shot you walking down a dim street, coat collar up, hands empty but heart complete. You tilted your head back, looked at the night sky wide, and said to the dark, "Mom, my life, my right." Then you pulled a small pendant from under your shirt, kissed the metal, a ritual older than her. Confession to the unknown, you didn't choose risk, you chose ownership. You didn't abandon certainty, you abandoned the cage. The man who decided his own direction, you walked off the safe path and never looked back, left the rails behind to carve your own track. If life's a wild stallion, you grabbed it by the mane. Every bruise became a badge, every failure a flame, every failure a flame. You didn't know the ending, but you chose the threat. 'Cause freedom is a gamble you'll never regret. And when folks ask you someday why you stepped into the night, you'll grin and tell them a man owns his life only when he chooses his fight. morning coffee with company beside. Needed chatter like crutches just to swallow my pride. Busy tables, full voices, jokes tossed like dice. But under all that noise, I was paying the price. Camera shot. When I'm morning through a fog cafe pane, streets silvered with frost, sky heavy with rain. I pulled a chair by the window, just me and a cup. No sugar, no talk, just silence filled up. The taste of being with myself. First sip hit bitter, like a truth turned cold. But I let it linger till the quiet took hold. I didn't need a witness. I had that coffee alone, and it didn't feel wrong. There was strength in the silence, there was peace in the cold. I didn't need a witness to say I belong. That morning I realized my solitude was strong. The revelation in the steam. The steam rose slow like a hymn in the air. And for once in my life I didn't wish someone was there. No phone on the table, no voice in my ear. No need to perform, no need to appear. Camera zoom, reflection in the window. Half face, half ghost. I asked that quiet image, you alright being your own host? It smirked at me softly like a preacher in disguise. You're stronger alone than you ever realized. A ritual of returning. With every sip I took, I came back to myself, like pulling down a Bible from an old forgotten shelf. Comfortable in the quiet. I had that coffee alone, and I ain't looking back. Found a power in the silence that the crowd always lacked. I don't need an echo to feel like I'm seen. I ain't lonely, just finally clean. If a man's only strong when he's backed by a crowd, then he ain't strong at all, he's just loud. And if someone asks where I found my backbone, I'll say, in a quiet winter cafe with a cup of black coffee and the courage to be alone. There was a time I held on too tight, kept every soul in my circle like it was my fight. Toxic friends with forked tongues and lazy hearts, cold lovers leaving bruises in invisible parts. Camera shot. You met a crowded table, eyes fading slow. Everyone talking, but he's the only one who knows. I used to chase every ghost that walked away, drag 'em back just to hear whatever lie they'd say, calling it loyalty, but hell, it was just fear. Afraid of the silence, afraid to disappear. The hand I finally loosed, unclenched that grip, let the rope slip free. Stop begging folks to stay who didn't care for me. Emptiness turned into air. I let people leave, and the world didn't care. I gave up change disguised as the friendships I crave. Turns out that loss wasn't lost at all. It was space in the hall. I could finally stand tall. Whoever's meant to stay will weather my winter and strife. The rest can drift like autumn out of my life. The year of the open door. At 30 I quit knocking on closed hearts, quit explaining myself to folks blind to their parts. Camera closed me standing by the doorway, watching shadows fade. Not with sorrow, but with quiet, like a debt repaid. One old friend called, voice cracked like a splinter. So you're just done with us, you colder in your winter. I answered low like a man speaking to a grave. I'm done with chains, I'm done playing slave. Then I burned an old letter in a silver ashtray, a ritual of release, watching guilt drift away. Confession of a quiet spine, there's peace in watching doors close without reaching a hand. Some endings ain't drama, just quiet and unplanned. Freedom in the hollow places. I let people leave, and it didn't kill me dead. It cleaned out the clutter that crowded my head. Some gaps in the circle ain't wounds to conceal. They're places I can breathe, they're proof I can heal. Whoever's meant to stay will walk forward at my side. The rest can vanish with the low evening tide. I'm not holding on, not begging them to believe. If they don't wanna stay, I'll gladly let them leave. And if there's a lesson etched deep in my sleeve, it's this: liberty sometimes looks like the year you learn to let go and let them leave. And let them leave. Neon chaos with a hollow heart. At 28 he was knee-deep in neon sand. Music blasting through his chest like a riot within. Laughter all around him, liquor running bold, but his eyes were glass, empty, tired, old. Crowded room, hands raised, body swaying wild. But he stood still in the middle like a lost, quiet child. A girl leaned in, slurring through a grin. You okay? You look far away again. The quiet knife fell inside. His smile barely twitched, voice flat as a stone. Now just thinking I might head out alone. It wasn't sadness, it was clarity cut clean. Solitude calling him like some unseen demon. He chose the street light over the spotlight. He walked away from the noise, left the heat of the crowd. Took a breath in the silence where his thoughts spoke loud. Not every soul gets healed by company or cheer. Some wounds only close when the world disappears. He chose the street light over the spotlight. The cold sidewalk over the loud night. A sermon on the sidewalk. He passed the corner bar sign humming red. Kicked a bottle cap down the curb instead. Streetlight flickered like a candle on a lonely pew, casting gold on the man the crowd never knew. Never little white shot him in a dark jacket, small against the world, but walking steady like a promise unfurled. He whispered to himself, this quiet, it ain't killing me. And keep it still, well, it might be healing me. Confession to the cold air. He'd worn masks for too long, command. Now he dropped them all like sand through his hands. Some truths don't fit in the music or man. Only silence, let some speak again. Chose the street light over the spotlight. The company of his soul over strangers in the night. And if someone asked why he left that throne behind, they'd hear some steps leave the world and walk back into the mind. I was 23, with a fever crawling up my spine. Eyes red as a fox in a nighttime shrine. Sweat-soaked the sheets like baptism gone wrong. Breath ragged, weak, body not that strong. My friends call through the phone, voices full of blame. Stay home man, skip today, don't play that game. But that deadline was a reaper with his hand on my head. And I'd rather bleed through the night than wake up dead. Camera tilt me on that bed, laptop glowing like a funeral flame. Typing through the shakes, no excuses to claim. Blood in the keys. My fingers tremble, hit the wrong lines. But I forced them steady, like drawn steel on the mines. There wasn't work, there was a pact with the fire. The sickness was the devil and I worked through the choir. It wasn't strength of flesh. Oh yeah. I didn't beat that night with muscle or breath. I beat it with a will that laughed at death. The body was shaking, but the spirit stood still. You don't need strength of flesh when you got iron will. I crossed that line with a heart turned stone. Sometimes power comes from being too damn stubborn to postpone. When I hit sand, it was something like a holy rite. Sun sliding through the blinds like a slow walking night. There were no flowers, no praises, no crown. Just me and my breath, trying not to drown. Then I looked in the mirror, face pale, eyes bruised by the fight. And I told my reflection, we did this, we won tonight. Camera shot me pouring cold water on my face, like washing off fear, claiming my place. That wasn't about the work, wasn't about the pay. It was about knowing what I could do when life had me halfway. Confession to the burning inside. There's a kind of faith you don't learn in church. It's born in fever and weakness in the lurch. Strength ain't a gift, it's a trial by fire. And I walked through, cause hell couldn't make me retire. The will that would not heal. I didn't beat that night, cause I was built like a wall. I beat it cause I refused to fall. Pain had its hands around my throat, but I cut through the dark with a workman's oath. It wasn't pride, it wasn't madness, wasn't thrill. It was the quiet understanding of a deeper will. And if one day my body breaks and my bones turn to dust and rust, they'll still say he did more than he could, because he believed he must. That's the outlaw flame, burning cold and slow, where strength is forged in the places no one else will go.
Back when I was young, hell, I fought every word, every jab, every joke, every wrong I heard. You could spit on my name, and I spit right back. Jaw tight, voice sharp, like a rusted tag. Camera close up, smoke in the barroom, boots on the rail. Someone laughs wrong, I raise holy hell. Didn't matter if they were right or wrong, I just needed my voice to stay loud and strong. The weight of useless battles, but fighting every fool is a fool's addiction. A man can drown in his own convictions. I bled more from pride than from blade or fist. Learned that some walls ain't worth being in the last. I found more power in silence. These days I don't bark, I don't take the bait. I watch them run their mouths, I just lean back and wait. I don't need to win every story or room. Some voices ain't worth the powder or boom. The older I get, the quieter I stay, 'cause peace is a weapon most men throw away. I ain't choosing to be right, I'm choosing to be calm. And that silence is strong. At 30 I stopped arguing just to prove I could speak. Started letting folks expose their own technique. Camera shot, me standing still, arms crossed like stone, while their words hit empty air and fall on their own. One man yelled at me, say something, defend yourself. I just smiled slow like dust settling on a shelf. Then I whispered, not everyone's worth the breath it takes to explain. And that line hit him like a bullet made of shame. There was no fight, just a man running out of steam. When he realized he was arguing alone. Confession to the ashes. I buried my old voice in a silver box of rust, laid it in the ground with my younger self-distrust. There's a freedom in hush, a holy kind of truth, when silence becomes the proof. Peace over being These days I don't bark, I don't raise my hand. I got nothing to prove to any small-minded man. I don't need your applause, don't need to correct. I just let time expose what pride won't detect. The older I get, the quieter I stay, 'cause wisdom ain't loud, it knows when to walk away. I ain't choosing to be right, I'm choosing to be whole. And that silence is the mark of control. And when they ask me how I turn noise into peace, I'll say that I didn't lose my voice, I just chose where it's released.
25 and one thing like old rope. Sat outside the glass tower with no hope. 7 reviews behind you, slam doors and sighs. Feel it sitting on your shoulder like a vulture that never dies. You stared at your boots like they held some truth. Breath fogging in the air like a prayer from your youth. You told yourself low like a dying vow. This is the last one. If I fail, tomorrow I'll figure it somehow. Camera pans, your hand pressed to that cold steel door. You stepped inside like a man walking into war. One more try as a loaded gun. Your heartbeat was a drum, your doubt was a knife, but you holstered both like a man reclaiming life. That last attempt wasn't luck, it was grit, the blade of persistence that refused to quit. You weren't chosen, you endured. You didn't win cause you were better, you won cause you stood one more second longer. Sometimes victory ain't talent or grace, it's having just one more round you're willing to face. The difference between losing and walking through that door is the man who says just once more. Just once more. You weren't chosen, you endured. Years later you became the example. Years later, different job, different boots. A rookie came to you, shaking in his roots. He said, I ain't cut out for this, maybe I'm just not built. And your eyes carried every failure you ever felt. You leaned in slow, voice calm like a preacher. I didn't make it cause I was smarter or quicker. I made it cause I still had one more try in the chamber. You tapped the old scar on your wrist, the one no one sees. A reminder of the nights on your trembling knees. And that gesture was a quiet ritual of belief, like laying a hand on your own private cross of grief. Confession to the younger you. You never begged fortune, you just dragged yourself forward. You never asked fate, you just forced it onward. Forced it onward. One more step is all it takes. You didn't win cause you were chosen, you won cause you stayed unbroken. Between failure and triumph, there's room for just one breath, for a tired soul to whisper, I ain't done yet. You didn't win cause you were gifted, you won cause you lifted yourself off that bench when you could've walked away. And if a man ever asks you what separates defeat from fate, tell him just one more step and the whole damn world changes. That's the outlaw creed. Not holy, not clean, but carved into bone. Quitters die mid-fight, the stubborn walk home. I was 27 when I picked up that rusty key. Sun just creeping over rooftops, slow and lazy like me. The old garage door groaned like an old man waking. Dust motes floating in the light like souls half taken. They all shook their heads like judges with no name. Don't do it, waste the money, you ain't cut for the game. One cousin looked me dead like a rifle sight. Who the hell you think you are, boy, starting this fight?
I crushed a spider web between my callous thumb. Smiled sideways and whispered, I ain't anyone, but I'll damn sure become someone. Salt on the wall, blood in the paint. I dipped that brush in cheap white paint, and for one breath I felt a sinner turn saint. My knuckles bled when I scraped that floor, but I blessed that place with grit. I didn't ask anymore. I don't need permission to breathe. Just the breath I breathe. I don't beg for your nod, don't look for your sign. I plant my own flag on this bone white spine. Creation don't come from approval or a key. It comes from a man who dared to just be. Be. 6 months later, sun hit that street like gold. Neighbors stood in line, young and old. Waist clenched like iron, thunder in a holy rite. Each lift to him, each breath a fight. One of the old doubters came to me with lowered eyes. Maybe you were right, maybe we were blind. I tossed him a towel, said with a shrug, results talk louder than opinions ever do. On the far wall hangs a cracked old mirror. Sometimes I catch my own eyes sharper, clearer. I ask that reflection, you asking permission today? Not a damn way. Confession to sweat and steel.
Prayer ain't whispered, it's carved in the bone.
Written in sweat that a man makes alone.
My absolution comes from metal and will.
From the ghost of the boy and the man he had to kill.
I don't need permission to breathe, 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 breathe. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need permission to breathe. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Stop asking for permission, I grew out of that skin. Burn the chains of approval in a fire within. Some folks kneel for acceptance, others rise to succeed. I ain't looking for your blessing. I am the creed. I'm the man who didn't wait, who didn't kneel at the door. I built my world on sweat and a concrete floor. If fate ever asked who raised me or set me free, tell it. He forged himself, he became without plea. And when I die, let him write my epitaph plain and true. He didn't ask, he just did. And the world finally followed through. At 32 we sat beneath a flickering tube light. Stage job papers stacked like coffins on a Monday night. Clock on the wall ticked like a tired old priest, blessing men who traded dreams for a little peace. His co-worker leaned over with a half-dead grin. You won't get rich here, but you'll never starve again. He looked out the window, life shrinking like a noose. Four white walls closing in, tighter with every excuse. The breath before breaking. his face in cold, felt the chain of comfort wrapping around like gold. He muttered low like a man at the edge of parole. Safety's just a cell with a salary toll. He chose the sky over the cell. He chose the sky over the cell. He didn't pick the safe road, he tore right through the rails. Left that quiet prison built of passwords and emails. When a man's soul outgrows the cage he's living in, he burns the gate behind him, calls that fire a friend. Sit still in that light. He chose the sky over the cell, the dirt over the floor, and became the kind of man no paycheck could ignore. 3 years of storm work, 3 years of storm work. 3 years later, same man, different boots. Cold, dusty with the grind of untamed pursuits. Folks in town whispered he must have lost his mind, but his eyes burned steady like sparks that wouldn't die. Now he's at a wooden desk of his own creation, signing checks with a quiet sense of salvation. When no coworker visited, hands in his pockets. You really left all that for what? Just a long shot. He lit a match, held it up with a sly little grin. For a damn sky so wide, I had room to begin. That match flame danced like a living oath of fire, a ritual of leaving, a risk of desire, confession to the wind. He whispered to the horizon like a man unbound. I traded comfort for a crown that can't be found. Scar of failure on his wrist, memory of fear in his chest, but he wore both like medals pinned against his vest.
The man who burned the cage,
He chose to stay. He didn't pick the safe road, he crushed that gentle chain. Chose the storm, chose the hunger, chose the outlaw way of pain. When a man ain't scared to starve for the life he wants to live, the world stops asking if and starts offering what to give. He chose the sky over the cell, the wild over the known. Left the house of borrowed comfort for a kingdom of his own. Safety is a velvet prison, soft but built to hide. Freedom is a hard win, but God, how wide. And if heaven keeps a ledger of the brave who stood alone, his name's carved there under the man who wouldn't be owned.